Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl, Benja B. What you watching on TV? Okay, so I'm back. It's gonna be Baddies episode 7. This one is pretty short and simple. I mean, it was the same duration that it usually lasts, but it was fairly short because it just wasn't a whole lot going on. So we open up this episode with Tasiki and Marsh is picking up their fight when they left off on the last episode. So I know the consensus is that Tasiki got beat up. I don't really think she got beat up. I will say she did not get a chance to dog walk Marsh like she did in that yard a couple seasons ago. It wasn't quite the same dynamic going on. Marsh did hold her own. She was coming with it. I think she been in the gym or something, getting her some conditioning training. Like she wasn't gonna lay down and take no ass whooping. So Marsh got in there with Tasiki. They scrap it out a little bit, and finally once they get separated, Krishan and Tasiki kind of have this back and forth. So let me say this, and I done said it before, right? I feel so uncomfortable watching them go through this shit in public. Like it just feel like we ain't supposed to be seeing this shit. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I will acknowledge is that they clearly, these babies do not want to fight each other. You know, regardless of what go on in family, and I think most people know this about your family. You know what I'm saying? Like your family is your family. There can be some family members that you just really wouldn't give a fuck if they live or die. You know, you just be like, whatever. They sisters, and it appears that they were fairly close at one point. And so I think both of them are just really uncomfortable with this whole dynamic. Tasiki would not hit Krishan, and I think everybody peeped that. And then I also, you can't reduce it to nobody being scared of nobody. I don't think Krishan is scared of Tasiki. I know Tasiki ain't scared of Krishan. Like these girls love each other, you know what I'm saying? And they should. They sisters, they kinfolk. But then they kind of go back and forth, and the other girls around them are all trying to kind of keep them from physically fighting, which they had the opportunity to a couple times. Finally, as they go back and forth and they arguing and shit, Krishan is finally like, bitch, what's up? Fuck it. You want to fight? Let's fight. Krishan didn't want to fight her sister, and then Tasiki didn't want to fight her sister, but they did act a little bit of a fool, started kind of like throwing shit at each other, and you know, they was talking shit a little bit or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It just was awkward and intense, and it felt dirty and some shit. You know what I'm saying? So after that transpired, Krishan decided she was leaving the show, so she did her little exit speech thing that they do when they getting ready to leave, and she basically just put it like, hey, I don't really want to be on tour, you know what I'm saying, no tight quarters and shit with my sister while we beefing. I'm not trying to do that, so I'm out. And so she exited the show. Now also we get to where Natalie show up kind of late, and then when she gets there, she basically have like a set list for, because remember the girls now, they're gonna be performing, doing like their own little concerts and stuff, you know. So she's got the set list for the order that she wants the girls to perform in. So she gets up there and she kind of starts talking. Some kind of way Anna comes up because she sings. So I guess since everybody else rap, Natalie was gonna have her go out there and do her little thing first and let her sing her song, and everybody else gonna come out after that to do what they do. Well, some kind of way her and Summer end up getting into like an argument, and Summer get a bottle thrown at her, and it just was, oh no, she didn't hit her with a bottle, she hit her with a microphone. Anna chunked the microphone. Anna chunked the microphone over at Summer because she wouldn't stop talking shit. So I already kind of mentioned it that Krishan decided that she was gonna leave the show, but this is kind of where she actually did her little speech after the girls kind of congregated and talked a little bit about the set list, and I guess as she was sitting there kind of stewing in what had just happened, she was like fucking them out. So this is the point where they actually played the exit video for her, and she ended up leaving the show. And then next is where Natalie, so we kind of go back into the venue where Natalie is talking to everybody, and this is where she break down that they're gonna have a chance to go and go to a boutique. I guess she knows somebody with a boutique there in New York. She want everybody to be super fresh when they get ready to go do their little concert. So just giving them the rundown about, okay, this is what we gonna do tomorrow. We gotta get ready, gotta get the shit in order. So Tinka makes a comment where she was like, make sure everybody's ass is fresh. And then Biggie responded, because I guess she said something about people's areas being smelly. Tinka had made a couple of references, I guess, earlier that day or something. And so Biggie was just basically like, bitch, why you keep saying that? Like, who is you talking about? So they actually get in an argument about the shit, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I really don't even know why this argument was included in the episode. I mean, I guess I understand because they really needed some filler for this episode. There wasn't a whole lot going on. But it was just like a little stupid misunderstanding. They didn't really get too serious. You know, Tinka don't give a fuck. She's like, girl, I'm not even talking to you. But Biggie is like, okay, bitch, why you keep saying that shit? You talking to somebody. Which I guess I understand Biggie point too, but it really was like, Biggie was like on her super sensitive shit this episode. You know what I'm saying? Also, another really important point that Natalie went over with the girls for for performing this concert, she did not want nobody showing up fucked up at all. No drinking, no smoking, like no fighting. She don't want nothing to stop them or impede them from having a good show. So she laid that on the line. Shit, Dolly is like, bitch, I got to get sauced up. I'm having the sauce, okay? I ain't mad at her. I would probably be a little nervous. I would need at least maybe like one shot, you know what I'm saying, to get up there in front of all them eyeballs looking at you and shit. But I thought it was kind of funny because Dolly was like, okay, bitch. This is where we end up getting on the bus. They go up they go to the boutique. They get to the boutique. Everybody's kind of looking around. Now, when they went to the boutique, I guess I just assumed, because she always, well, I know it ain't her. It's probably actually Zeus, to be honest. But I just assumed that Zeus was going to be paying for the girls' outfits. But Natalie is like, shit, y'all need to use y'all Zeus money to pay for these outfits to get something fresh so we can do what we got to do tomorrow. Well, Miss Rolly steps up and she paid for some of the girls' stuff. So I thought that was cute. I don't know why it was necessary. It seemed like they got enough money to pay for their own shit. Or Zeus should pay for their shit. But I just thought it was sweet. Rolly, she's stepping into her, like her leader role or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I see you, boo-boo. So this part was really uneventful. We just kind of, they shopping and looking around and stuff. We didn't even really get a chance to get a good look at the owner lady or like explore how they know Natalie or none of that shit. They probably don't. It's probably some kind of social media marketing shit or something. I don't know. I can't say whether it is or not. But the girls end up finishing what they doing. Some kind of way, Biggie is still there, and then Tommy shows up. So Tommy shows up late to the boutique. Now this part, you know how I think some people really underestimate how volatile they can be. I think most people can underestimate how volatile they can be. So Biggie is actually talking to Tommy. She's like, yo, glad you're here. Why are you late, bitch? We gotta get ready. You know, we gotta be at the place tomorrow. You can't be late. Like, come on, friend, can't be late. Tommy explodes. What the fuck make you think you need to tell me? And bitch, like, she went on this like berating thing with Biggie, and Biggie was like, I think Biggie was probably surprised, which, number one, I'm gonna have to say this. I really question the authenticity of their friendship. You know how sometimes you have a friend and you like them way more than they actually like you? This is what Tommy and Biggie is giving me, right? I think Biggie is like, maybe Biggie have like a certain admiration. It's not like she kissed her ass or nothing, but you could tell like she really cut for Tommy, and she like little sister Tommy, you know, to Tommy, you know what I'm saying? Like she admire her, and you could tell she like really respect Tommy, you know what I'm saying? But Tommy don't seem to reciprocate that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think she give a fuck about Biggie, which I don't know that she should. I'm not gonna judge that. I don't judge that from Tommy neither, really. But I just really can't understand why she went so hard, you know? And then that leads back to sometimes motherfuckers can be jealous of you for shit, and you would never think that they would be jealous of you. Because typically when you make that statement, the first thing motherfuckers go to is the shit they have or how they look. Like, okay, bitch, you might be winning in that area, but we're not gonna play like Biggie is not a bad bitch. Biggie come up in there with her little funny looking built ass. That motherfucker be clean. Her hair be on point. Her clothes be on point. She is, compared to her co-stars, a lot of her co-stars, she is classy. She's not in there always just ready to rumble, like physically get down with these bitches. She get money in real life. Like Biggie's a little bit of a force, you know what I'm saying? And so I can see how bitches that are fine would be like, who this bitch thinks she is with her fat ass or da-da-da-da-da. But this bitch is winning, you know what I'm saying? So that is a thing. It do happen. Now, I can't really just say that because I ain't never really just observed them a lot together. It would probably be more evident if you could see how they kick it or what the dynamic is when they just hanging out off of camera. But Tommy went in on Biggie and it seemed highly unnecessary. And I was a little pissed off watching that shit because I'm like, bitch, she really didn't even, it's not even like she checked you. Biggie didn't say it like in a fucked up way, like, bitch, you need to get your ass on. Nah, she was like, say, man, you know what I'm saying? We got this shit coming up. Like, we super excited. Like, just don't be late, man. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? And then Tommy go in on her. And so that made me lose some respect for Tommy. Because also, I don't give a fuck what Tommy say, and I don't give a fuck how many interviews she do where she say she not on that shit. That bitch is on something. That bitch is out of there, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what it was given in the moment. And I think for a lot of people that are, you know, addicted to substances or people that really love them will kind of let them slide on shit. So I very much see that with Biggie. So anyway, that's what happens at the boutique. Now they get to the crib. They get to the house. All the other girls are already there. They just kind of sitting around chopping it up. I don't know what they was talking about. I think they was really just kind of talking about like the show show and getting ready for the show. It's just some bullshit. We don't give a fuck. But then Biggie kind of wanders in after everybody else is there, and she starts talking to the girls. And again, Biggie's not like just super. I mean, she can be messy. I don't know. It's hard to explain because she can be messy, but not maliciously messy, if that makes sense, right? So the reason I frame it like that is because when she get there, they just kind of getting caught up or whatever. Everybody's like, "Why are you late?" This and that. She's like, "Oh, well, I was at the boutique with Tommy and." Yo, like we was talking and like she just went left on me, you know what I'm saying? So she's kind of talking about it. She did bring it up. She is talking about it, but she didn't dog Tommy. She wasn't disrespectful to her name or none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Then Tommy wanders in, and so we kind of pick up where they left off at the boutique. And so this is the thing that I don't understand about some people, right? As they're going back and forth, Tommy is trying to, when she comes in, she try to frame it like, oh, well, what the fuck you doing talking about me when I'm not here? And it's like, well, bitch, it wasn't really like that, you know what I'm saying? I was talking about the shit because I'm talking about how my day was and like what was going on. But, and this is what happened. But since we still talking about it, this is how I'm feeling about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you my girl, and I don't understand why you was talking to me crazy, like you was belittling me in front of these motherfuckers that we don't even know. Like, Biggie had valid points. Like, if you really friends with somebody, it reminded me very much of the whole Lex and Summer thing. You really friends with somebody, and you go to that person and you be like, say, friend, like, that shit hurt my feelings. It's not about, I think some people, when you correct them on some shit, they want to take it like some kind of sense of control, or like you trying to run them, or you trying to son them, or little girl them, or some shit. Like, you know, sometimes it don't got nothing to do with that. Sometimes I'm really legitimately stepping to you like, yo, that shit hurt my feelings. And, like, I cut for you. And I'm just telling you, like, that shit hurt my feelings. And instead of being able to receive it like that, Tommy, like, even in her confessional, she was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about you, bitch. Like, she just was really super fucking hostile. And so, like the old folks will say, bitch never liked you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't never cut it for you. And whatever benefit you served her, I guess it's not, you know, it's not really high stakes. She could do with or without you. And so, it just really made me mad to see her do Biggie like that. You know what I'm saying? Because Biggie, again, is not one of them people that's like super malicious, or she just don't come off like that. So for Tommy to be in that mode, that means she was already feeling that way. That's number one. And that's like deeply rooted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how some motherfuckers they be waiting. Like they need you to say one little off thing because they waiting and they just want to, they ready to bite. I mean, her bite point was weak as fuck because all Biggie said was don't be late. And then that bitch, she goes in. So, I mean, that was really pretty much the end of the episode. Now, and that's not really the end yet, though, because after they get through arguing, Biggie is getting, like, super emotional. She starts crying. She called Tommy a piece of shit, which I agree. But her feelings is hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, as she goes outside, she's, like, crying, like, boo-hoo, ugly crying. And she go outside. The girls is coming out. And I think everybody in the room could really kind of feel what Biggie was saying. You know, she hurt her feelings. You know what I'm saying? So, as they go outside to talk, a black truck pull up. Look like some kind of Suburban or some kind of Escalade or some shit. It pulls up, some folks jump out, and they start fighting. Now, it could just be my aged eyes, but I couldn't tell. Number one, I couldn't tell who the fuck got out the truck. Number two, I couldn't even tell who they jumped on. And then number three, how the fuck did these random people be getting addresses and shit? Like, I feel like this should be set up, which clearly it is. And we're gonna find out about it a little bit more on the next episode. I think so as the credits roll and we get ready to coming up next week, somebody make a reference to Tommy. Oh, it was Cold Killer. Cold Killer said something like, oh, are we sending our friends in because, bitch, I bring niggas? So I guess Tommy had some girls come to the house. I misunderstood that part. I'm not really understanding what's going on with that no whole lot, right? Also, on next episode, we get to see, I guess they're gonna do their first performance and Gretchen gonna get booed. Not that surprising to me, but I'm gonna be patient. We're gonna wait and give her a little chance to see what she do next episode. And then Fauna and Nunu pick up their conversation, and I really hope we get some clarity because I still can't understand why they fight. Like, you know how you see some people and you feel like they supposed to be friends? Like, I would say Fauna and Nunu would be a couple of them girls that you could just see them kind of click up together. Like I want them to get along. I don't even know why, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like they should get along, but they don't, and we're gonna learn about it and talk about it next episode. So my thoughts are pretty limited. It's pretty straightforward and to the point. It wasn't extremely eventful. A lot of it was just kind of just shit going on, but it just wasn't that eventful. It wasn't that salacious. This episode, I think the juiciest shit that really went on to me was the Tommy Biggie exchange, which I was really like, damn, like this shit, like this bitch is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all. I guess that's all I got to say about that shit. It's your girl, the Baddies USA. I'm finna go find me something else to watch on TV. Bye.